This week we're going to look at 2 codes that help keep us safe when we're out and about.
Okay, first the green cross code, and the key things for this are to stop, look and listen. First, stop. Before you cross the road, make sure you pick a good place to cross, not between any parked cars on any corners where you can't see the road and they can't see you. Second, when you get to the road, look, both ways, again and again. And also listen to make sure you can't hear things. Big things like buses can be heard further away. Once you've looked at it and decided it's safe to cross, then keep looking and listening both ways as you cross. When you get to the other side, you've arrived alive and you can carry on with your journey. The other thing we're going to look at for the safety badge is the water safety code, which is very useful if you're anywhere like this, which has a large bit of water and we're around it. This could be a lake, like here at Testwood Lakes, or it could be somewhere near the seaside or the beach. Now the way to remember that is SAFE, S-A-F-E, and that stands for spot the dangers, follow the advice, go with a friend, and know what to do in an emergency. And we're going to go through each of those all together. Number 1, spot the dangers. A bit of water like this can be very tricky to spot some of the dangers under there. There could be things underneath the water that you can't see, such as litter, fences, shopping trolleys sometimes in some cases, so we shouldn't be going near places like this. You also might get things that are in the water that could do us harm. For example, at the moment, Testwood Lakes has something called blue-green algae living in it, which means at the moment, as I record this, we can't go in there. You can't do swimming on it or boating or anything because you might get sick. There may be other signs as well. Often the water is very cold, much colder than you are expecting, even on a hot day. It could also have deep currents or could have big waves that could get you. It can be very deep and very difficult to get out of. Think slippery and slimy at the edges or even on a slipway like I'm next to. Second, follow the advice. When you go out to places, there may be advice telling you what to do. So for example, at a place like this, there's no lifeguards or anyone to help you if you get into trouble. So the rules are for the public here, no swimming. And even here, when they do boating, there's people there on hand to help and to be there. If you came along here normally, there wouldn't be anyone like that, so it wouldn't be safe. If you go to the sea, you might even see signs up and about telling you about things like this. So look out for things like flags. Sometimes if you go to the beach, you'll see red flags or yellow and red flags to tell you if there's a coast guard on duty, or if there is, where you can swim and where you should avoid. The third thing is to take a friend. If you're going with more than one person, it's much more likely to be safe because you'll have someone in case you get into trouble. And finally, know what to do in an emergency. If you do fall into water, the safest thing is to try and float. Sometimes you'll see things around like a life ring that you can cling onto, but the easiest thing to do is to lay on your back to try and use your natural body weight to float away. And if you see someone in trouble, dial 999. If it's somewhere like this in inland water, then call the police. If it's near the coast, then call the Coast Guard. That's what they're there for, and they might get someone like a lifeboat out to help you.